My stepson said, "You're just some dude she married." So I stopped being the husband, the handyman, and the ATM. The roof leaked for weeks. The disrespect was everywhere. I'm Thomas, 41, ventilation engineer, Texas-born, spine bent from labor, hands calloused, lungs full of fiberglass and years. When I married Linda, she was in a pale blue house just outside Austin. Slouched roofline, peeling paint, quiet desperation in every corner. Inside lived 2 kids from her first marriage. Cody, 15, already 6 feet tall and full of attitude, and Ashley, 12, always clutching her phone like it was an oxygen tank. I brought Mia, my daughter, with me. She was 9, gentle, sharp-eyed, and quieter than she should have had to be. I knew going in this wouldn't be a fairy tale. Blended families are like unfinished drywall. You patch and sand, but the seams always show if the light hits just right. Still, I believed in work, in time, in patience. I thought if I showed up, day after day, sweat on my back and steadiness in my hands, they'd learn to see me, learn to value what I gave. So I started with the house. Fixed the dishwasher first, it was leaking into the subfloor. Then I replaced the water heater, patched holes in the roof, rewired the garage lighting so Linda wouldn't trip in the dark. After that, it was bills. Mortgage, car insurance, groceries, internet, school trips. Braces for Ashley. Baseball equipment for Cody. Art supplies for Mia when she didn't ask. I took it all on. Quietly. Fully. No complaint. I wasn't just a husband. I became the scaffolding they stood on. And they treated me like it. Not with gratitude. With assumption. Like gravity. Like something that would always be there until the day it wasn't. And even then, it'd be my fault for disappearing. Cody would ask to borrow my truck. Not ask. Tell. I need the Tacoma. Be back later. He'd return it with the tank dry, tires scuffed, and the seat jammed back like he was trying to erase my existence. One time he left a half-eaten burger on the dash. I asked him to clean it. He rolled his eyes and said, "Why are you so pressed? It's not even your real truck. Mom bought it before you." That was a lie. I paid it off in full, in cash, the month before we got married. Ashley was subtler, but crueler. She'd run up charges on the family card, makeup hauls, cheap jewelry, hoodies she wore once and left in the laundry room like garbage. When I brought it up, when I dared to ask why she thought it was okay to treat our money like a bottomless well, Linda just blinked and said, "They're kids, Tom. This is normal." Normal? Then Mia stopped using the kitchen. That's when I knew. She'd wait until they left. Tiptoe in, fix herself something small, peanut butter sandwich, maybe cereal. She'd retreat back into her room, door cracked, sketchpad open. One day I found one of her drawings in the trash. A girl standing in a hallway, hands behind her back, shadows looming over her. Ashley's name was scribbled in the corner like graffiti. I asked her what it meant. She shrugged, said nothing. Another time, I overheard Ashley on a video call, laughing with her friend. "She's not even really my sister. She came with that guy. That guy. That guy who paid for her phone. That guy who covered her field trip to San Diego. That guy who fixed her bedroom window when it got jammed in the storm." Mia heard it too. She didn't say anything. She never did. But her sketches changed. The shadows got sharper. I started noticing everything after that. The little smirks Cody would toss me during dinner. The way he'd drop his plate on the counter and walk off like I was the help. The way Ashley would roll her eyes when I tried to set boundaries. The way Linda said nothing. Not once. Not even when Cody called Mia a charity case under his breath. I thought maybe I was imagining it. So I wrote everything down. Every insult. Every slight. Every dollar. At first it felt petty. But then I saw the pattern. I was paying for everything. I was being mocked daily. And I was disappearing. The last thread snapped on a Tuesday. Cody and I were alone in the kitchen. I had asked him calmly to stop leaving trash in the truck. Not a fight. Not a raised voice. Just a line, drawn in breath, asking for something simple. He stared at me, smirked, said, "You're just some dude she married. Not my dad. Not my problem." I didn't answer. Not with words. I just nodded. Like something inside me had finally gone still. 3 days later, it rained hard. The roof started leaking in the upstairs hallway. Slow at first, then steady. A drip over the framed family photo Linda insisted we hang. Her, the kids, and me centered, smiling, as if any of it were real. I saw the leak, and I let it grow. I didn't call the roofer, didn't haul the ladder out. I just watched the water darken the plaster like a spreading bruise. And in that moment, something in me shifted. I stopped being the foundation. I became something else. A shadow. A reckoning. I don't feed the ungrateful. Mia liked to bake. Always had. She used to say the oven was her safe place. Controlled heat, predictable results. She found peace in flour clouds and measuring cups. In the quiet math of recipes. I think it was the only time she felt like something was truly hers. It was a Saturday morning when it happened. Just the two of us in the kitchen. Light streaming through the blinds. A little Fleetwood Mac on the radio. She wore this ridiculous pink apron with cartoon strawberries on it. It was a size too big and kept slipping off her shoulder. But she didn't care. She was laughing. Happy. We were making cookies for her school's fundraiser. Chocolate chip and pecan. Her idea. She wanted to raise enough for new art supplies. Said the school cut the budget again. She even printed little labels. Hand-drawn logos that said, "Baked with Heart by Mia." Her name in curling pen strokes. And then they came in. Ashley first. Flanked by two of her clones. Girls who looked like they'd stepped out of a teen drama. Lip gloss, lashes, 1,000-yard stares. They waltzed into the kitchen like they owned the floor. Ashley took one look at Mia and sneered. "OMG. Is that a kindergarten apron?" One of the girls giggled. "It's giving toddler chef." The other snapped a photo. Mia froze. I saw it in her shoulders first. That curl inward, like a paper folding in on itself. Her hands went still in the cookie dough. Her smile vanished. She looked down at the apron like it had betrayed her. I opened my mouth. Didn't even get a word out. Because Cody walked in. Phone out. Already recording. He caught her in that moment. Flushed cheeks, trembling lips, hands covered in batter. He panned the camera slowly like it was a wildlife documentary. Focused on her apron. Zoomed in on her face. She turned to me, eyes wide, mute. I reached for her, but it was too late. I heard the ding from his phone. Snapchat. Seconds later, Ashley's friend burst into laughter. "Oh my God. He actually posted it. Look at the caption." Mia stared at the screen in her hands. Her mouth formed the words as she read them. Stepdad's kid having a meltdown over Cookie's face with tears of joy. She didn't cry. She didn't scream. She just left the kitchen. Quiet. Dough still on her fingers. She wiped them on her apron as she walked away. I stood there, still as a tombstone. Then I took Cody's phone. He tried to pull it back. I didn't yell. Didn't raise my voice. Just stared. "You delete it," I said. "Now." He smirked. "It's just a joke. Jesus. Why are you so pressed?" I didn't answer. I waited. And eventually he deleted it. At least I made him delete what I saw. But online, who knows? The damage was done. That night, something changed. I sat in the living room with a notebook. Calculations. Logins. Accounts. I didn't rage. I didn't explode. I made a plan. By morning, it was done. The Wi-Fi password was changed. Cody and Ashley were removed as authorized users from the credit card. Their phones cut off. Auto payments canceled. Netflix, Disney+, Spotify, Amazon, gone. I rerouted the thermostat app so only my phone could control it. Unlinked their devices from the security system. Turned off their Spotify family accounts. I left one thing running, my personal mobile data. Just enough to check the news and weather. Cody was the first to notice. "Wi-Fi's down," he shouted from upstairs. I sipped my coffee. Router must be acting up. Ashley came in next, phone in hand, eyes wide. "My data's gone. What's the password?" "I'll look into it," I said, flipping a page in the newspaper. They didn't know what was happening yet. But by noon, the cracks started to show. Cody opened the fridge. "Where's the milk?" "There's almond milk," I said. "I hate that shit." I shrugged. "Mia drinks it." Ashley opened the pantry. "Why is there no cereal?" "There's oatmeal." "EW." "No." I took another sip of coffee. By dinner, I had made spaghetti enough for two. Mia and I ate quietly in the den. I let them fend for themselves. Heard Ashley toasting bread. Cody microwaving frozen pizza. They didn't speak to me. Didn't say thank you. The next day, the card decline alerts started. Ashley tried to buy something online. Failed. Cody stormed into the living room. "Why's my phone off?" "It's not off," I said. "It's just not yours anymore." "What the hell does that mean?" "It means I stopped paying." Linda got the notification last. A decline on her card at the gas station. She came home fuming. "What did you do?" she barked. I showed her the screen, the account history, the charges, the names. "I stopped paying for people who think I'm just some dude," I said. Her eyes narrowed. "This is my house." I nodded. "And that was my money." She stared. I didn't blink. Let's see how long one lasts without the other. That night, she didn't come to bed. Slept on the couch. Or maybe just sat there. I don't know. I didn't check. In the morning, Mia hugged me in the hallway. No words. Just arms around my middle. Face buried in my shirt. That was enough. Over the next few days, the house turned cold. Cody spent most of his time at a friend's place. Said he couldn't handle the drama. Ashley became a ghost, moving from room to room like someone waiting for a bus that wouldn't come. Linda tried to keep up the routine. Made coffee. Read headlines. Pretended things were fine. But every time she opened the mail, every time a charge bounced, every time Cody texted her from across town asking for gas money, I saw the cracks forming in her. I made dinner for Mia and myself. I cleaned only our dishes. I bought groceries for two. I watched movies with my daughter and locked the door to my office when I was done. I didn't feed the ungrateful. I didn't rescue the ones who mocked her apron. Respect wasn't optional anymore. It was the price of entry. And they'd already told me I wasn't worth it. So I believed them. We just left. It didn't take long. The collapse. The unraveling. The way a house turns to ruin not from fire or flood, but from silence. From withheld hands. From the man beneath the roof stepping back and letting gravity do its work. By day 4, the food was almost gone. Not for us, Mia and I ate fine. I cooked for two. Simple meals. Fresh. Warm. I portioned the fridge. Bought what we needed. Nothing more. Linda still hadn't refilled the pantry. She tried a grocery run that Monday, only to find her card declined at the checkout. She came back empty-handed, eyes low, bags under them heavier than the purse swinging off her arm. She didn't speak. Cody returned that night, slammed the door, stomped through the hallway like a child. He looked thinner, wore the same hoodie he'd left in. Phone charger in hand, he demanded to know the new Wi-Fi password. I said nothing, just turned back to the stove, stirring the tomato sauce simmering for Mia's pasta. Ashley came down later, asked if we had any almond milk left. I told her no. She asked when I was buying more. I told her I wasn't. "I need it," she said. "I don't," I answered. She didn't respond, just walked away, slower than before. The roof was still leaking. No one asked me about it anymore. Tuesday morning, I found Mia's sketchbook on the table. She'd drawn the house in black and gray. Windows boarded. Roof sagging. One figure standing in the front yard. Small, smiling, holding a suitcase. The others were behind the windows, faces blank. Underneath, she'd written a single word, free. That evening, I walked into the kitchen and found Linda, Cody, and Ashley eating dry cereal out of coffee mugs. No milk, no dishes. The sink was full. The faucet dripped in time with the roof. Mia was in her room, headphones on, painting. I looked at the three of them. Linda's eyes met mine. For a second, something moved behind them. Not regret, not anger, just distance. like she'd forgotten who I was. I spoke only to Mia. You want to go get real food? She smiled, small at first, then full. Nodded. We went to the diner off I-35. Booth in the back. Pancakes for her. Steak and eggs for me. She talked about school. Her art club. A girl named Rowan who liked her drawings. She said, "Dad, I like it here." That word again. Soft. True. Her voice had no edge. No defense. "Back there," she said. I never felt wanted. She didn't say by who. She didn't have to. By Wednesday, Ashley told her, "You're not staying long anyway. Once he leaves, you'll be gone too." Mia didn't cry. She just handed me the drawing when I came home. Another one of the house. This time it had no doors. That night I packed 2 bags. One for her. One for me. No announcement. No drama. Just a note on the counter. "You can keep the house. I'm taking back my piece." We left just before sunrise. I didn't wake them. I didn't lock the door. The rain had slowed by then, but the leak still dripped. I didn't look back. We moved into a modest 2-bedroom apartment in Houston. Upstairs unit. Rusted mailbox. Stained carpet. But clean. Quiet. Ours. Mia picked the bedroom with the bigger window. I let her. We bought her a bookshelf from a thrift store. Some fairy lights. A corkboard for her sketches. I built her a small desk. Screwed every bolt in silence. We didn't speak about the house. We didn't need to. She had her space now. 2 weeks later, Linda called. I ignored it. Then she showed up. At my job. Steel-toe boots. Neon vest. I was finishing a ventilation install at a construction site off 59. She came walking across the gravel in heels too thin for the ground. She looked different. Thinner. Hollow. She said Cody had dropped out of college. Started working warehouse shifts. Said Ashley had taken a fast food job. Part-time. Said the mortgage had bounced. Twice. Foreclosure was looming. She asked if I could loan them money. I didn't speak right away. Then I pulled out my phone. Opened the banking app. Pulled up the ledger. 3 years of payments. Over $72,000. Tuition. Groceries. Phones. Birthdays. Roof repair. Every transaction. I showed her the screen. "That's not a loan," I said. "That's what I already gave." She looked like she wanted to cry. Or scream. Or hit something. I walked back to the job site. Didn't look back. Weeks passed. Then months. Mia started smiling more. We got into routines. Tuesday night movies. Sunday waffles. Sketch walks in the park. Her confidence grew back. Her laugh returned. She joined art club officially. Made new friends. Kids who didn't mock her apron or her drawings. Kids who liked her for who she was, not who she was attached to. One night she said, "Do you think they miss us?" I said, "They miss the things, not the people." She nodded. Didn't ask again. Linda sold the house eventually. Couldn't keep it. Market dipped. Took a loss. Cody moved in with his dad. Ashley stayed behind for a while, then drifted. I don't know where she is now. I stopped checking. Stopped answering. I see my daughter now. Just her. No ghosts in the hallway. No slurs in the kitchen. Just Mia. And me. And quiet. What would you have done? 3 months. That's how long it's been. 90 days since I left a house that wasn't mine, though I'd paid every inch of it into being. 90 mornings waking up without the drip of contempt soaking through the ceiling. 90 nights falling asleep without wondering what new bruise would form across the silence. Mia smiles more now. That's the first thing people notice. Her teachers say it. Her new friends say it. Even the woman at the library who checks out her books says, "She seems lighter," and she is. Like something invisible finally got peeled off her shoulders. She painted her room last week. Pastel purple, soft yellow trim. Said it felt like a sunrise. She added vines of paper ivy around the windowsill and clipped her sketches to them with little wooden clothespins. Every few days, a new one appears. Last night it was a wolf wrapped around a moon. Strong. Protective. She doesn't draw the house anymore. We cook on weekends. Pancakes. Tacos. Baked ziti. She's getting bolder with the recipes. More spices. More confidence. No one laughs at her apron now. She asked me if we could get a cat. I said we'd think about it. She's never asked for much. Not like Cody or Ashley. There's no ledger between us. Just shared space. Real space. Earned. We drive to school in silence sometimes. Not the heavy kind. The good kind. She watches the city pass by out the window, earbuds in, sketchbook balanced on her lap. I watch the road. Her presence is enough. She calls me Dad now. Often. And I don't correct her. Linda tried to reach out again. Emails. Voicemails. The tone changed over time. At first it was fury. Accusation. You abandoned us. You're punishing children. Then came the rationalizing. They were just kids. Teenagers are cruel without knowing it. Then came the begging. Cody couldn't keep his job. Said he didn't vibe with the culture. Ashley got suspended for skipping classes. Said it was mental health. The mortgage defaulted completely. House went to auction. Someone else's name is on that deed now. Someone who'll fix the roof. Or not. Not my problem. Linda asked if I'd reconsider. Said they were willing to apologize. I didn't answer, because I'm not a man who takes IOUs in place of dignity. I gave everything I had. Years. Sweat. Money. Guidance. I stood in the doorway of that house like a shield while their real father disappeared into silence. I paid the bills that kept their lights on. Covered the braces. The phone plans. The vacations. I was the man they depended on. But I wasn't the man they respected. And now they've learned what that costs. Ashley messaged Mia once. Said she missed her. That she was sorry if things got weird. Mia read it, stared for a long while, then put the phone down. She didn't reply. She doesn't carry resentment. She carries memory. There's a difference. She's learning that silence can be an answer. We went hiking last weekend. Just a short trail, nothing intense. Mia brought her camera. Said she wanted to try photography. At one point, we reached a bluff overlooking the river. Sunlight broke through the trees like it had been waiting for her. She turned to me and asked, "Did I do something wrong back then? Is that why they hated me?" I crouched beside her. Took my time. "No, kid. You were just born into the wrong chapter of someone else's story. You never owed them your silence." She nodded. Took the picture. Click. Later, over dinner, she said, "I used to think being quiet would keep me safe. Now I think being seen might be better." She doesn't know it yet, but that sentence was the clearest echo of everything I'd been waiting to hear. Because in that house, in that life, I was the quiet one. I thought endurance was love. I thought sacrifice would be enough. I thought that by being dependable, I'd be respected. But I was wrong. Because there's a difference between being depended on and being valued. One drains you. The other restores you. And when they finally drained me dry, when Cody said I was just some dude she married, when Ashley told her friend Mia wasn't her real sister, when Linda said, "This is my house," that's when I saw the truth. Love without respect isn't family. It's debt. And I had been paying for years. When I left, people called it extreme. Said I should have tried harder. Said I should have waited it out. That Cody and Ashley were just kids. That Linda was stuck in the middle. But the truth is, I had already tried. For years. And waiting had only dug the hole deeper. You don't win a war by giving the enemy more ammunition. You win by walking off the battlefield. Now, I'm not their villain. But I'm not their savior either. I'm just gone. And in the empty space where I used to be, they're learning the shape of what I gave. Mia doesn't flinch at loud noises anymore. Doesn't tiptoe. Doesn't ask permission to laugh. Her art is brighter. She sings while she bakes. She said the other day, "This feels like home." And it does. Because we built it not with walls and money but with truth. We set rules here. Clear ones. We don't mock. We don't ignore. We don't pretend love is a leash. We show up, we speak up, and we clean up after ourselves. There are no doors to slam here. No footsteps like warnings. No waiting for the moment everything explodes. Just light, meals, music, small things, real things. I still think about that house sometimes. The one I left behind. The roof still leaks in my memory. The floorboards still creak with other people's ghosts. I wonder if they ever fixed it. Probably not. Maybe they're still waiting for someone else to climb the ladder. They'll wait a long time, because I don't fix roofs in homes where I'm not wanted. So tell me, was I wrong? Was I cruel to draw the line after years of being trampled? Was I heartless for walking away from children who never saw me as more than a wallet with a last name they refused to claim? Or was this the price of letting people spit in your face while expecting you to pay the mortgage? What would you have done? Would you have stayed? Or would you, like me, have finally walked out the front door and taken your peace with you?